hundreds of national park workers were just laid off, adding to the growing sense of uncertainty in Fort Davis, Texas. This tiny desert town may offer some of the clearest skies on Earth, but for the people who live here, life is anything but clear. Once a crucial military post, Fort Davis is now part of a global dark sky reserve. But behind the scenic beauty and rich history lies a deeper struggle, one marked by poverty, isolation, and quiet resilience. So, who still lives here? And how do they survive in a place where the silence never ends? Let's take a closer look at life in Fort Davis. By day, Fort Davis looks like a peaceful painting come to life. Nestled in the heart of the Davis Mountains, at nearly 5,000 feet above sea level, the town is quiet, with clean air, swaying trees, and barely a car in sight. It's the county seat of Jeff Davis County, home to just around 1,000 people. Despite its small size, the area is rich in both natural beauty and of American history. The surrounding Davis Mountains form a dramatic landscape, an oasis for hikers, stargazers, and those seeking silence. One of its biggest draws is the Davis Mountains State Park, a high-altitude retreat that offers scenic trails, quiet campsites, and sweeping views. On clear nights, the skies here explode with stars. Just 12 miles away, the McDonald Observatory, run by the University of Texas at Austin, is one of the world's top stargazing facilities. Thanks to minimal light pollution, it's an astronomer's paradise. Visitors come from across the country to attend star parties, view solar flares, and even peer through giant telescopes guided by real scientists. But Fort Davis isn't just about nature. It's also home to a powerful piece of American history. The Fort Davis National Historic Site stands as a preserved reminder of the Old West. Once a strategic military post protecting trade routes between San Antonio and El Paso, it was also the base for the legendary Buffalo Soldiers, African-American regiments that played a key role in frontier defense. Today, you can walk through restored buildings, stand where soldiers once stood, and reflect on the complex legacy of race, war, and expansion. Tourists come here to escape the noise, gaze at the stars, and walk through history. But for many locals, the silence isn't peaceful, it's stifling. Most jobs revolve around tourism, and those jobs don't always pay well or last long. Beneath the postcard-perfect image lies a hard truth. Life here is fragile. The recent mass layoffs have only added to the uncertainty. For residents, survival means more than just enduring the desert heat. It means holding on to hope in a place that feels increasingly forgotten. Fort Davis is more than a destination. It's a mirror of rural America's quiet struggle, where beauty and hardship exist side by side, and where the brightest stars shine over the people fighting hardest to stay. This is the side of Fort Davis you won't find in travel brochures. Imagine having to drive 2 hours just to reach the nearest full-service hospital. That's the daily reality for residents here. There's no movie theater, no major shopping center, and even cell service can vanish without warning. After the COVID-19 pandemic, things got worse. The average age of residents rose to 58, and over 21% now live in poverty. As young people leave in search of better opportunities, those left behind are mostly seniors and farm workers, stuck in a cycle of limited access and limited choices. To push back, the local government has tried to adapt, setting up telehealth stations at the library and fighting for funding to open a full-service FQHC clinic. In education, the Fort Davis Independent School District took a bold step, forming partnerships with private schools and preschools. Enrollment jumped, and state funding surged from just $70,000 to $1.5 million. But the struggle is far from over. Out here, so far from everything, access is often the thin line between hope and isolation. In Fort Davis, the economy rises and falls with the tourist seasons. Spring and fall bring cool weather and breathtaking scenery, and with them, a spark of life. Souvenir shops stay open late, cafes fill with visitors, and local lodges are fully booked. But once the season ends, the town goes quiet again. Streets empty, businesses slow down, and many locals are left without work. This heavy reliance on seasonal tourism causes extreme economic swings. There are almost no large industries in town. Most jobs are temporary, tied to the flow of visitors. When the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter sets in, the number of tourists drops sharply, taking jobs with it. The poverty crisis only deepens. In 2023, 46.5% of Fort Davis residents lived below the poverty line. That's far above the national average of 12.4%, and even Texas's statewide rate of 13.8%. While the town's median household income stands at $71,327, that number doesn't tell the whole story. Many people here work part-time jobs with no long-term security. And as the cost of living keeps rising, their incomes remain stuck. But that's not all. In Fort Davis, there's also the harsh reality faced by migrant farm workers. They come from Mexico and various other regions to work in the fields and ranches. Life isn't easy, but still, they come. However, amid these challenges, there are moments of hope. In 2018, an unconventional federal court session was held at the Fort Davis National Historic Site. During this event, 17 immigrants from 6 different countries were naturalized as American citizens. The ceremony, held under the shelter of the historic barracks, became a symbol of integration and official recognition for the contributions of immigrants. On another front, Village Farms, a Canadian company with hydroponic greenhouse operations in Marfa and Fort Davis, has been cultivating in the Chihuahuan Desert for nearly 3 decades. Here, they produce about 112 million pounds of fresh agricultural products every year, all from their greenhouses just outside the 2 towns. These high-tech structures allow farmers to grow tomatoes, along with some cucumbers and peppers, without soil. The conditions inside are tightly managed, controlling temperature, irrigation, nutrients, carbon dioxide levels, humidity, and light. Still, no structure is safe from the outside world. In 2012, a hailstorm caused significant damage to the greenhouses, forcing operations to pause for some time. On top of that, the region's extreme climate remains a constant test. In summer, daily temperatures average between 82 degrees Fahrenheit and 89 degrees Fahrenheit, with June being the hottest month. Winter lasts from late November to mid-February, when daily averages drop below 62 degrees Fahrenheit, and January brings nighttime lows of around 30 degrees Fahrenheit. The lives of migrant and immigrant workers in Fort Davis reveal a complex mix of hard work, uncertainty, and the never-ending hope for a better life. In addition, many seniors and vulnerable residents face serious challenges just to meet their basic needs. With limited retirement funds and little family support, they rely heavily on government assistance and local food programs to survive. Programs like Medicaid and CHIP provide healthcare services and long-term aid for elderly individuals in need. But rising costs of living, a shortage of stores, and transportation difficulties only make their situation worse. To help ease the burden, the food pantry of Jeff Davis County holds food distributions twice a month in various locations, including Fort Davis. They also run a senior box program that delivers monthly food packages to low-income elderly residents. In addition, organizations like Mobile Comunidad supply essential goods such as non-perishable food, hygiene products, and clothing, offering much-needed support to seniors and the broader community. These programs are a lifeline for many who struggle to access even the most basic essentials. Fort Davis may look like a postcard. Wide open skies, historic forts, and a quiet charm that feels untouched. But behind the picture-perfect view lies a harsher truth: the loneliness of aging, unequal access, and lives that depend on aid. Peace here isn't always a choice. Sometimes it's what's left when there's no other option. This isn't just a small town frozen in time. It's a mirror of a broader America, where the romance of the past often masks the wounds of the present.